did you feel like defensively your team played? The guys talked about it a little bit. You stressed that.
What'd they say?
They said that was the first thing that you're always talking about. So
it was. So, the beginning, I wasn't pleased with. They hit a couple shots, but then they got their offensive rebounds. We couldn't get any transition going early, the first 5 or 6 minutes, because we didn't get any stops. And then the good thing too is now when we're making subs, all of a sudden we brought in some older guys. I've been bringing in some young freshmen a lot off the bench. All of a sudden, we brought in Latrey Darthard, Waldo Soares, older guys, John Hughley, and so we were able to have another wave, and we got, I think, 11 stops in a row, maybe it was 12, and I think we were getting out in transition. And that whole run, that's what we want to do, is have some defense creates offense. And so I thought our first half defense from the 15-minute mark on was very good, and we just got a lot of work to work on. There was a lot of good things. We forced 17 turnovers. That's really good. What we're trying to do, be active, be more athletic and long, and create some of that. So I was. It's a starting point. Now every day you learn more about yourself and where you need to improve. I want to flip-flop the rebounds on offense. We only had 5, and we missed 22 shots. We got 5 of them. So I got to look how much. But you'd like to get a little bit more, and we gave up 14. So.
What do you think of the way Otega played?
He played.
Like he had a lot more confidence.
Yeah, I don't think he was pressing. He started off the game, and then the next wave of guys came in and did really well, and he came in and he just picked right back up, and that's what you get with age. Sometimes as freshmen, God, I'm out 3 or 4 minutes now, or I came out of the game. He just was kept on being solid, and last year when they backed off him, I think he's worked on his shot so much, it almost looked like he smiled before he shot it. He didn't, but that almost in my head, it looked like he did, because he's worked on it so much, he just rose up and shot it. He got out in transition a handful of times. He tracked down a block shot. I thought that was a great effort play. He knows I'm going to talk about it, that floater. We were in bonus, and he took a floater, and then he fouled a guy after missing an offensive rebound, so he knows I'm coming after him for that. But just liked how he played within himself. He just didn't press. It was like, all right, next shift I'm in. Here's my next 4 or 5 minutes, and just played super solid.
Porter, how about JV in first game with the team? It seemed like he really found a shot, especially late. What
Yeah,
was it from him?
I saw just a confidence and a vocalness. I thought he was really vocal. He was constant in communication with me. He was against the press. He wanted the ball, took control. Obviously, knocked down some shots, and then I liked it. And then he took it to the rack. On that, he gives us speed. I've been saying that, and you can just see the speed. But he also has shooting. He gives us speed and shooting, and I just think, I think that's something that really adds to our team.
Porter, you mentioned that speed. How happy were you with the pace of it?
I think you got to get stops. We're pushing it, we're trying, but you got to get stops and you got to rebound. It's hard to push when they as much as we wanted. With 14 offense rebounds. With that said, we scored 89 points. I thought we got to the foul line fast because I thought we were aggressive. Going downhill, pushing in transition. So you can't run unless you get stops and rebound. You got to defend and rebound to run. And hopefully the guys will look at that first 6 minutes and see that, because we really didn't get out and run in the first 5 or 6 minutes because of not getting stops.
How you talk about Moser and Otega as guys you want leading this
Yeah.
team? Watching them tonight, a year on from Sam Houston last year, what struck you most about just where those two are and the growth they've had?
Just they didn't look like wide-eyed freshmen. They got a lot of experience under the belt. Like I said, I told somebody, I think there was only 6 guys on the freshman all Big 12 ballot last year. To be all Big 12 freshmen, those were 6 guys. So there wasn't a lot of guys playing last year in the Big 12. So they got a lot of minutes in the number 1 conference in the country, and they came back, and I think they're both stronger. I think they're both, but we got a big room of growth. They're only true sophomores too, and I think I told them hungry and humble. They got to stay hungry and humble and get better. And but I think they both, what I saw out of them, they both didn't look like the moment. They were in the moment. They were excited. They weren't scared. They were thinking the game, and I love that about them.
How pleased were you
the defense got rolling, the offense just
Yeah.
took itself out. It wasn't any like hangover from a slow start.
Right, and that's what helps with having some different pieces. We came in with we came in with some veterans guy. We came in with some athleticism, and right away I think Waldo and Latreille hit threes too in that run, that's really good because they can get going. So when you can have your bench come in. John came off the bench, had 10. Luke hit a big shot. It was good to see him get one fall in. But I thought Latreille, Waldo, John, and Luke came off the bench and gave us some good minutes. I think Caden came in. It was good to get him in their rotation. And you can see my problem. Mox got in there and did 2 or 3 things at the end of the game.
You mentioned athleticism. Seemed like Jalen brought a lot of that also for you guys today. Just what did you see out of him?
Just athletic energy. Like the biggest thing for Jalen Moore is, I'm talking to him all the time, is get your athleticism into the game. Some guys are really athletic, but they don't get into the game. They're not running hard. They're not playing above the rim. They're not striking you downhill. I thought Jalen Moore got his athleticism into the game, blocked a shot. So I think that's something, I talked about, have your presence felt, just don't be present. And I thought Jalen Moore had his presence felt.
Or you had a bunch of guys step up, multiplicity of guys step up tonight and hit a three-pointer, or several in some cases. How good is that? How encouraging is that to see as a coach?
I got confidence in a lot of guys stepping up and hitting threes. I mean, there's really not a guy, and I mean that sincerely. You're not going to see me flinch when Sam Godwin pulls a three. He shoots them in practice. He shoots really good. And I told him, you got to shoot it. And you go down the list, and I just think there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different guys hit threes tonight. 7 different guys hit threes tonight. So, pleased with that.